Hey y'all. Hey. Welcome to Coffee and Conversation. What's up? Welcome. Come on, share.
That's the song we doing today.
That's what we doing today.
Okay.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey y'all.
You sad music, I know. Somebody put up the paper. Yikes.
Listen, we ran out of words to say.
Oh God.
Listen. Let's not act like y'all know the song. Let's not act like.
I'm just saying this is a
It's about our topic tonight. Our topic.
Okay.
We're going with our topic. I know that thing. I'm going. How many of y'all remember the song? Come on. How many of y'all remember the song? Hey, Linda. Listen, how many of y'all remember that song? Like, let's be honest. How many of y'all remember that? That was the Dru Hill Jam from way back in the day. Y'all remember that Dru Hill Jam? It was off the chain. So tonight, right? Thank you, brother. That was the jam.
It's so sad though.
That was the jam. I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to share this on your social media. Come on, share. Let's get these numbers up. Let's get these people in the room. Tonight we're talking about something that is very interesting. We're going to talk about laughter, love, and arguments. Laughter, love, and arguments tonight. And we're going to talk about it from the married perspective, from the dating perspective, from the used to being in a relationship perspective. We're going to talk about all of the perspectives tonight and how we are in this place. So I want to start off tonight. I want you all to we're gonna have a good conversation. We're gonna have laughter, love, and argument. I think we all have dealt with it, especially during this time. So
is this just in reference to relationship period, not just like
relationships,
like friendships, everything,
kinships, cousinships, whatever.
Okay,
we can talk about it from all the perspectives because we all have experienced that in some form or fashion. So we want to talk about that tonight. Laughter, love, and arguments. All right. So listen, I got some special guests with us today. They are no strangers to coffee and conversation. And we want them to jump on here. Listen, I need you to do me a favor. I need y'all to share this on your social media. We need to get some people on here. Laughter, love, and argument as we get ready to go. So first in the ring on is Elder Tiara, Love the Lord Shepherd.
Really?
I love the Lord. Elder Tiara, I love the Lord Shepherd. She's with us. And the other one is
Hey.
Kelly. I got the hitter on.
You know what? I was jamming to that Dru Hill.
Listen, people act like they wasn't. Come on.
Come on.
I'll take you back to 1999.
Don't play with it. Play with it.
Come on. Let's not act like we like all of us were singing that song.
Yeah.
Right. You might not even made love before, but you've seen the song. You were feeling it. Come on.
That was the jam. That was the Cisco with the platinum color hair, the blonde hair. Listen, you better talk about it.
Listen, you didn't even know you was in a relationship until you broke up with somebody. Y'all ain't even discovered until y'all heard that.
You didn't know it was true until y'all broke up and you was listening to Dru Hill. You was like, oh, I was really in love.
Right.
I was in love.
It was all on your mind. It was on your heart. You didn't even know that you were feeling it until that song. Then you had the whole and to tell you feel. All right, so listen, tonight we talking about laughter, love, and arguments.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So I think during this time we kind of got a grip on and experiencing some things about laughter, about love, about relationships, not just man, woman, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, but just in general. And so there were some times that we laughed, there were some times we had some love, and there were some times we had some arguments, right? That was some times we had some arguments. If we would talk about certain things, I know they're hot button topics, and so I don't want to. I'm going to touch on some of them tonight. I think we're going to laugh tonight. I think we're going to have some love tonight, and I'm definitely going to create some arguments before we get up off here tonight, because that's what we're talking about tonight. All right. All right, that being said, we do everything with God in mind. So let's pray. Father, we thank you for this moment that you've given us, this opportunity of grow and grace. Now, yes, God, let something be said that encourages, inspires, uplifts, and empower your people. We'll give you praise because you are God and God alone. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, so let's get it started. Laughter, love, and arguments. So here's what I realized. I realized we spend a lot of time in those three areas. Me, I prefer to laugh. Than to argue. But when I argue, I'm going to wear it out like a Baptist preacher with 3 points. Right? If we're going to argue, I'm going to open with the text. I'm going to give you 3 points. And I'm going to close like I'm going to Calvary. Like it's going to be all of that if we argue. And so for me, I'd rather laugh, I'd rather love. But God dang it, I'm going to argue my point. I'm going to get my point across. Here's how we're going to start this. There's anybody as petty as me to be like, I'm not going to let this go until you hear my point?
It depends.
I don't want to call nobody out. I don't want to call nobody out. The one who at the bottom of the screen going like this?
Yeah. No. I'm going to have to stand right beside you on this one.
Tell me how you guess.
And I think you knew that. I think you knew that.
I did.
Because my point that I'm trying to express to my partner is important. And if you don't get it, we need to stay right here until you do.
We can't let this go. I got a preacher point. You gotta stay here until you get blessed.
Exactly. And you know, I don't know if it's the Libra in me because you know, in my mind, I want to let it go, but it just won't. I just can't.
Because you don't feel like they got it yet.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You don't feel that. You know what I can't stand?
What?
I can't stand when I thought about everything I'm getting ready to say to you, and I'm getting ready to give you all I thought about because I've been marinating that thing since I've been at work all day long, and I've been writing down my points. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about this. Yeah, I'm gonna say something about a mama too. I'm gonna do, you know, you all we gonna deal with, and they're like, all right, my bad.
They hit you with the okay. They
okay, like no, you're gonna hear these points. I said I was sorry, my fault. You're like,
but you know what I learned? You know what I learned? I learned to stop practicing in the mirror because I was one of them practice in the mirror. I'm gonna practice my cuss out. I'm gonna lay you out, but I'm gonna lay you out in the mirror first. I'm gonna practice it before we get face to face.
Well, because this is a saved opportunity, we don't want to use profanity. Right, we want to make sure that we're in everything we give thanks. This is the will of God, Christ Jesus.
Yeah. We're not perfect. I'm just saying.
I get it. But that all comes from a place of passion. When you because when you can argue hard, you can learn. When you have that, that's just the opposite of what you do. You're very passionate. When you are passionate about it, you can really express how you feel. And I think that's fine. I don't really feel like there's a problem when you have passion, because that argument is like, listen, I'm gonna ride hard for you. I'm gonna ride with you, but I need you to feel what I'm saying. I need you to understand it in your shanana, because I'm gonna go hard for you, but you're gonna hear everything I gotta say about this. I want to stay married after this, so I'm not gonna really say too much. I want to stay married after this. Since you shook her head, yes, I'm gonna go there.
I think that's best.
You don't run me. I run this house. You don't run me. So one of the things that Kenisa and I do is we try not to go to bed angry. Do it always work? No. We make great attempts not to go to bed angry. don't always work. But in our attempts, that sometimes there is a misunderstanding in our communication. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I could be saying one thing, she could be saying something else. Here's a great example. All right, anybody saw our Facebook page this week know that on Sunday, we had an amazing chef come in and cook dinner, right? Amazing chef came in and did a thing, and they made these really good crab cake balls. They were really good.
They were not balls, but okay.
So they made this really good crab cake, right? And Kenise had two, I had one left, whatever the case may be. My wife does not eat leftovers. We've been married going on 6 years. She does not eat leftovers.
Who sings the song "Don't Count Me Out"? Is it Marvin Saye? Don't count me out. Don't count my leftovers out.
Do you eat leftovers?
Sometimes.
How often do you eat leftovers? We've been together
When
6 years.
I want to.
We've been together 6 years. I can count on two hands how many times she ate leftovers.
I
right?
eat my leftovers when I want to.
So here's what
So
I do.
wait, so you ate the leftovers?
Get to the
Out of order.
point, I ate the leftovers. I ate the crab cakes.
Out of order.
Them crab cakes. I ate them crab cakes. I'm on my way to work. Like, yeah, buddy, I'm going to get these crab cakes. So Monday night, I'm like, hey, we're going for dinner. She's like, I didn't make anything. So I'm pulling out the leftovers out of the refrigerator. I'm heating up food for everybody to eat, you know, because I'm just that kind of guy. Went to work.
He heated up everything except my crab cakes. So I was like, all day long, I'm thinking in my mind, like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go home and I'm going to eat my crab cakes.
Go home. You was home.
No, I left out.
Oh, okay.
I left out one day. I
What
had,
you go on Monday? Oh, we'll talk about okay. We'll talk about that.
I had 2 crab cakes left.
What you do on Monday?
So all day long, I'm thinking to myself, when I go
Herself.
home,
Herself.
that's the only piece of purpose. I don't have to think to nobody else.
Well, you should have called me and be like, hey, what's up with these
No.
crab cakes since
No,
you
I
know you
didn't
don't
have
eat
to. They were
She didn't have to call you about something that was hers.
my crab cakes, right?
Boo. What?
So
That was her. I got to ride with her on that one. You didn't even give her the opportunity to say, I don't want to eat the crab cakes. You can heat them up and have them.
Why
All
did
day
you need the
long,
opportunity?
I'm saying to myself, I'm gonna go home. I got 2 crab cakes left. I'm gonna eat my crab cakes. I get home.
I need some
and
fellas help on this. Like, I need some guys.
There is 1 crab cake in the refrigerator.
I mean, but here's the reality. You know, the reality is we know that she wasn't going to eat them leftovers, but still, they were hers.
That's
No.
They were hers.
Eat my crab cake. Now the other
Right.
leftovers, he could
No,
have
you weren't.
ate
No.
he could have ate the string beans. He
No.
could have ate the meatloaf. He could ate whatever else he wanted to eat, but my crab cakes were mine. So I go in there and there's 1 crab cake. So I'm like, these are not mine because I had 2, and this is 1. So
I should have ate the last one. I should have ate that one. Like,
So
And I
I
told her
turned
yesterday-
around. I said, "What happened to my crab cakes?"
you ever seen the Cosby Show? You ever seen the Cosby Show where Cliff breaks the cup and then blames the kids?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do that, right? So in my mind, I was like, default to line.
Okay, but what did the Lord move you to do?
I told you the truth. I was like,
He was like, "Huh? Crab cakes? What crab cakes?" I said, "My crab cakes. You know what crab cake? My crab cakes. It ain't but so many crab cakes in. I had
Right.
mine are gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
so here's what we realized.
we was getting ready to get a divorce
Oh,
Oh God.
Leave me on a crab cake.
over some crab cakes.
over some crab cake.
But what did we realize? The whole purpose of realize is that all these years, all these kids later, we still work through communication. She knows she wasn't eating no crab cakes because the only reason why she wanted them because they weren't there.
I was gonna eat them, and I ended up eating yours. I ended up eating yours.
That's what happened to my crab cake. Cause you said I don't want it, you can have it. Then I went back to go get it, and it was gone. I
So
ain't
here's my thing, though.
want to be
You
petty.
said all of these years, you know, you still have. Where was the communication, though?
There wasn't it.
Don't
You didn't call her and say, "Hey, your crab cakes in the refrigerator.
Okay.
But I know you're not going to eat them. Can I have them?" It was no communication. You skipped that part.
Why should I have to ask when I had the crab cakes when I know if it stayed 2 days later, I could throw it away?
But why you didn't just eat yours?
Right.
This coffee conversation is over.
Right.
But-
He had one in there. One.
No, you had one left. I ate mine and one of yours. You had one left. Here's what I'm trying to say. Here's all I'm trying to say with Linda. Where's Linda Petty at? I need Linda.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see where you was going with that because
Right,
clearly you were wrong.
Right, she took it to a whole different place where I went.
No, you were wrong on this one, Jay. Yeah, that's it.
Here's where I was going at with all this. We have so much passion in our marriage. We can laugh so hard. We can love so hard. And if those feelings are not controlled, that passion can slip over into anger and we can fall into a disagreement.
Mhm.
That's real. You can have so much passion and fire and desire that one thing can shift all this to get off me because you ate my crab cake.
It's a thin line.
Between love and seafood.
Love and hate.
Right.
Between love and seafood.
Between leftovers in life.
Right.
I need Linda. Linda, where you at? It comes with some challenges, and I'm saying all of to say that we have to. That's how you navigate that. That same passion you love with, that same passion you laugh with, that's that same passion that you'll find yourself in arguments with.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not controlled, you can find yourself going on a path that's hard to come back from. One of the things I heard that my mother said that people say, I think it's a lie, is sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. That's a lie.
Yeah, words do hurt.
Words hurt.
Them some words you can't take back. There are some things you said that will linger in somebody's mind forever. That they'll never get over, that they'll never recover from.
Yeah.
And we want to kind of navigate through that. We want to kind of navigate through, how do I express my disappointment without tearing down the person who I love? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Linda, you are no help to me tonight. That makes sense. So tell me, so do y'all have that same thing? Do y'all have that same, this I'll ride for you hard, but I'll fight you too? But I fight you?
Right.
I do.
Absolutely.
I do.
It,
Because I've been in situations where that ride for you is not reciprocated. So I've always been in situations like that. Fortunately, not now, but I've always rode for the person who I was with, love them deeply, and ready to go to war for them. And then, but they weren't doing the same thing for me. So
how did you handle that? How did you navigate that?
To be perfectly honest, for a while, just speaking of past relationships, I found myself begging, kind of.
Okay.
Begging, like, I need to be a number one. I need to be a priority. I need you to show me that you're willing to go the extra mile for me as I would for you. I would, I pretty much was begging. And after a while, it was just like I just shut down.
But I think that goes, like, those sentiments go for not just intimate relationships or male-female relationships, but they go for friendships.
Friendships too. Absolutely. Absolutely.
When you go hard for somebody, when you are involved with somebody and you care about somebody, you automatically go hard for them. And I brought y'all on here because realistically, all of us have kind of kindred spirits with that. Where you have that passion, you go hard for it, but it's disheartening when it's not reciprocated.
Yeah.
That's a crusher when you ride for somebody who won't stand for you.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
That'll make you cry. That'll make you have some emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It causes resentment.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to try and to love again.
I agree.
Well, you're like, I'm trying, but it's hard for me to trust somebody or open up to somebody who, because of what I've experienced and what I've been through before.
I've gone through that, and not just in a male and female relationship like somebody I'm dating, but even in friendship. I've had it where, I'm there for you 100%. And then when I'm in a bad spot or I need it or I need something from you, you're not there. So you learn how to put people in the categories that they belong in.
Mm.
You're only going to allow people can only do to you what you allow them to do.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So once you realize a person's character, you start to put them in the category that they belong in.
Yep. That's
And-
very
And that's easy said than done. When you are a giver, when you are somebody who is a very passionate, very like I got your back type person, it's hard to just put somebody in that category and be like, oh, I'm done with them. That's a hard thing to do, right?
Mhm.
It
It's
is,
hard,
and it may
but
take a minute of you getting
enough
burned
to
and
learn.
burned and burned.
That thing because when you're a giver, you'll give till you don't have nothing left, and then try to figure out how to give again, and then the taker will just roll out on you and leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as God start blessing you, as soon as God start opening the doors, they'll come sneak their way back into your life and deplete your storage again. Have you experienced that?
Yeah.
That's that they will come in and just deplete all of it, and you trying to figure out why every time I connect to you, I get empty.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why every time we in relationship, my storage is not available, or you don't feel like you're enough, or you don't feel like you're good enough, or you trying to make them happy, but they never make it attempt to make you happy. That's a sad, frustrating place, and a lot of us live there.
Yeah, for long periods of time.
Yeah, to make somebody else happy, but we ain't happy ourselves.
Yep.
Happy ourselves. And one thing I'm challenging everybody to do during the season is to find your inner happy, to find your inner peace, find that to make you tick. Because when you're a giver, you can give so much to some people, and then until you empty, they happy, and you try to find and build your happiness predicated upon them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know I'm not no person to do that, right? I've been there before, but you just try to make that you happy because they happy, but you really ain't fulfilled because you have spent so much time investing in them,
Yeah.
not taking the time to invest in yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Psychology would suggest
Come on, psychologist.
Bring
That's the preacher.
it.
that happiness comes from within, and it's a codependency. That codependency allows individuals to rely on other people to make them happy, and it's very, very unhealthy. You should feed your peace. You should feed your passion. And that doesn't mean that you don't do things to support other people's peace and other people's passion and other people's happiness. But your goal is not to make anyone happy. And you should not expect anyone to make you happy. In life, you have to have a fine balance between knowing how to be content with who you are and where you are, and do things to feed your fire and make you happy, and also fueling other people's happiness without being codependent or too codependent, where you lose yourself in the process. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's a struggle because a lot of us become codependent on our connections and lose ourselves in that.
Well, yeah,
Mhm.
I know.
it's unhealthy. That's not a healthy relationship.
No, it's not. It's not.
And it just boils down to just being a people pleaser. That's what you are. Everything you do is to please somebody else. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where it's, oh, you got all this stuff to do, but as soon as they call, you drop everything that you had planned to do for yourself to go make sure that their stuff is taken care of.
That's because they're looking for that validation. That validation from that.
I think that's a validation on both parts because there are people who need to be needed. I think I was one of the people. Like I needed to be needed. Because I think a lot of times we'll have the Superman or Superwoman syndrome that
That's
we
me.
gotta be the rescuer and we gotta fix everybody and we've gotta make everybody better. But the problem is we really need to be rescued.
Yeah. Because I was a people pleaser. Like everything that I did revolved around someone else and what someone else needed. That was who I was. I'm no longer that person. Yes, I will help you if I can.
If
but
I
I'm
can.
no- yeah, I'm no longer that person that's just going to drop everything that I have planned just to help you.
Right.
I think. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think Minister Burton says something that's important. The church has told us to give and to serve, and that's very, very true. But if you look at Christ, Christ did not give and serve without standard. There was always a standard, always a it wasn't just I'm doing this just because I have to. It was always a two-part requirement, if you will. So yes, the church has told us to give and to serve, but I don't think that means that we give and we serve to the point that we're depleted.
But I think from that perspective, giving and serving, there's a refreshing in service, right?
There is.
When we're serving God the correct way, from what I've read in the Bible and what we preach that renewed, God refreshes us in our service.
What book that's in? What book is that in?
So come to church Sunday, you'll get a whole message about it.
Oh, all right, okay. I'm gonna make it there.
So God will replenish you throughout the week. It talks about God refreshing and replenishing and serving and blessing people who are served. And so we got to make sure that that's what we're demonstrating. We're not showing. Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But not that God also he went away to refresh himself.
He did.
Right. And sometimes we fail to do that. So that's an important part in serving and giving to others is refilling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's balance. One of the things I have learned is that relationships, whether it is married, friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, cousins, sisters, it can't be one-sided.
Yeah.
It can't be that you're always giving and they always taking.
Exactly.
It can't, because then it's not a relationship.
It's not, and then eventually you're gonna get to a point where you're just gonna cut everybody off. That's what I did. I'm gonna be completely honest. I saw that things were one-sided, and I just started cutting people off completely. Like how in the Men in Black they had that pen that just erase your memory and erase the people out your life. That's exactly what I was doing.
But can I tell you something? That is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's healthy because sometimes you don't even understand the peace you get when you delete some people.
Yeah, peace of mind is everything, and I feel like they were not sowing into Kelly as much as Kelly was sowing into them. So you got to go.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate for protecting my peace. And if you are bringing discord, if you are not bringing me peace and you bringing me like the opposite, misery, frustration. Like if you can't fuel my peace, like if you're not a co-contributor to my peace, no, you can't stay. Like
I agree.
Carissa,
I ain't sorry.
She said she living tomorrow. I know that's right.
You can't leave them kids.
Carissa, that cutoff game is serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to do it though, because everybody is not good at it.
Yeah, and it's hard. It is hard because you grow to love these people, and I'm one of those people who try to see the potential in somebody. Okay, they'll get it together. They'll
I'm like,
understand my worth. They'll understand that, I can be a beneficial asset to them in their life versus like they are to me or what I thought that they were. Never happened. So you
so
gotta go.
let me tell you this too. You gotta love yourself enough to let go.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem is, and this is very personal. This is a grown folk conversation. It's hard to see your value when you see everybody else's value. It's hard that because you get diluted. What I mean by that is, if I put so much value in you,
Mhm.
I'm validated through you seeing me, then I always will need you to see me for me to feel good about myself. We've got to start to see your own value.
I don't know. I mean, I saw myself pretty clear.
You tell yourself pretty clear.
Pretty clearly. I saw my value very clear. So I mean, maybe I don't know. I think I don't know. I didn't put a lot of value on those people that much where I was like, diminishing myself or anything. It's just that I just thought that they were good people. You know what I'm saying? But after realizing that they weren't, I just was like, okay, you gotta go.
Like I'm saying, Therese said this, and I think she said it's very draining thing to always pour yourself into a bottomless cup. There you go.
Ooh.
Close
Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to dance. I need to dance for that one.
Kyrie got the master's in psychology. Kyrie just hit him with the head with it.
Yes.
It's a bottomless cup. Totally on it. Miss Unique said
It's hard to let go when you're trying to help someone. Yeah. So there's this image like of one person holding like this barbed wire.
I've seen that, and all them people grabbing onto it.
Holding the barbed wire, and it's like you pulling it, but it's cutting you. And so the point is that sometimes you hurt yourself by holding on, and sometimes the healing is in letting go. And that's so very, very true.
But it comes in a lonely place. Sometimes letting go of things will make you feel lonely, and you got to kind of discover you in that place.
And sometimes you'll be like, "Thank you, Jesus."
Yeah. Sometimes what I gotta go. And sometimes you gotta let them go, like Scar did Mufasa in The Lion King.
Help with ghetto head.
That was a good one, though. You gotta let him go like that.
You were going on that one, yo.
All right.
You gotta let him go. Ah, you gotta
Right. Y'all rough.
I had to stop myself from saying something else. Like, nah, it's gonna be too hard. That's a little sensitive, Jamie. Don't do it. Don't do it. You ever to will yourself back in from saying something? That's what just happened. But like I think that's a defect in some of us. The defect is we gonna hurt for you to get whole, but we gonna end up hurt.
Yep.
That's a defect. Like I gotta hurt for you to feel better. That's Jesus' job. He went to the cross.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't Jesus.
We trying to be like we
but
are.
No, but if Jesus is the sacrifice, if he's the ultimate sacrifice, why do I gotta sacrifice myself for you? Or should I be the person that's leading you to a wholeness in Jesus? Because here's the wrestle. I don't think I know who Jesus is all the way if I'm trying to fix your brokenness and not leading you to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, quite honestly, sometimes the let go is what will lead people to Jesus, or lead them to the promise, or lead them to their healing, or lead them to
the pride land.
Sometimes letting go, because a lot of times we think we're helping, but to remain in situations or to keep putting your hands in something, you messing it up. You contaminating it when you take your hands off and you let it heal. It's like a scab almost. You keep picking at that scab. You're gonna keep getting the fresh meat, and it's gonna go deeper and deeper and deeper. The scab is gonna get harder and harder, and it's gonna be a continual healing process. Whenever if you just let it go, let it breathe, let it heal, eventually that scab will fall off and it'll be healed.
You're very smart.
She is. She just went from psychology to biology to medical school.
In my policy, let that thing get some air and let that thing break. Let that thing get that band-aid off of there. It ain't gonna heal until some dirt get on it.
Yeah. That was good though.
No, so yeah, that's all of that is, and so I want to kind of talk about that. I want to because I think we wrestle with that. That's real. In this quest to have love and to be there, and because you know what I mean, you want somebody to ride with you like you ride for them. You want somebody to have their back. It's not just in a husband and wife situation. That's in your friendships. You're like, yo, I helped you move. Help me move. Like I brought you to you. You helped me move. Man. Did you lift the boxes?
I did. I helped them move.
All right then.
She keeps saying I ain't come back though.
You know, you have to unpack. They come help you unpack. You know, all
Right.
that.
I paid for dinner one night. You paid for dinner one night. I don't want to keep feeding you every time we go somewhere. I ain't want to keep pulling out my car and I got to keep sliding my car. You talking about I ain't got it this week. Well, when you got it? Because I'm tired of giving it. You know.
Where we go at?
He talk about me. I feel like
We talk about you. The shoe fit. Wait, if it's too tight, take it off. I was like, listen, you talking about. But I think that's what we really got to deal with to kind of to move past it. Miss Unique says she's seeking peace, and here's where peace comes from. Peace comes from knowing God and knowing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my question: have you ever forgot what you like and what you don't like because you were so into somebody?
Yes.
that's losing yourself. When you lose yourself.
Yes. I found myself,
I need
but
somebody.
I lost myself for several years.
You be like, I didn't even know I ain't liked eggs like that. Y'all ever seen Runaway Bride? In the movie Runaway Bride, don't judge me. I like Julia Roberts. In the Runaway Bride.
Julia Roberts is the one.
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking me. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Julia Roberts stars in Runaway Bride. And she gets several proposals by men. And the reporter says, ask the guys, how did they eat their eggs? And every time the guys answered, one of the Runaway Brides answer, the grooms answer, they'd be like, oh, she liked them over easy. Oh, she liked them scrambled. Oh, she liked this. She never figured out what she liked because she only ate the eggs the way they ate eggs. She only did things the way they did them.
Mm-hmm.
She never really discovered who she was because she was so involved with who they were. I think we do that we get so involved in what other people like. We miss out on what we like. Let me tell you what I figured out I liked. And I don't know if Kenise like it or not. I'm watching this show called Designated Survivor.
I don't think she like it.
She don't.
She don't.
I like it.
I hate it.
Mhm.
I don't hate it. But like, I'm just tired of watching.
I've been watching it because I don't get a chance to do it. So I'm watching it at night. Like, yeah, Designated Survivor. Boom. Right? I'm watching Designated. She like, oh, okay. Now, mind you, I watched this show, and I was very vocal about I couldn't stand the show. We watching the man. We watched, what was that? Coldest Place Ever, Alone in the Woods. What was that? With the baby in Antarctica or Alaska, something like that. And the woman, she made me watch that dumb show.
I don't even know what you're talking about. He think about somebody else.
No.
Ooh.
Yeah, what's the name of that show that she had me watching over and over again? About Alaska, the woman and the male day in Alaska. We watched that show the whole time we were on Christmas break. She watched that show every 332 episodes about these people in the wilderness. That I thought was the dumbest show ever. I didn't like it. But here's what I did that was different. I told her, I do not like this show. I'm going to watch it because you want to. But if as soon as you leave the room, I'm cutting it off because I do not like this show. I watch about animals. This man one day, he stuck his arm up the cow to have the baby. I don't know what that was about. And I said, I'm saying these things because sometimes we book like they like, oh, watch this. We're like, oh, okay. And you be like, fake happy about doing it, but you don't know what you like and what you don't like because you so into that person that you have lost yourself. So now I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. No, I don't want my eggs like that.
Did you push the plate like Ike?
I don't want that. Yeah,
here's where the lies started. Never push no plate back at me. Hey?
You ain't cooked that much for me to push a plate back at you. But I'm appreciative that you cook now.
Boy.
So it's laugh, love, and
That's what we about to see right now.
See, I was giving y'all an example of what that looks like.
That's what I saw it. I knew exactly where you was going.
Right, that was just going with it.
Yeah, it was acting.
User expressing.
It's about to be life, laughter, and hungry husbands. Familiar. Okay.
I'm laugh, love. So
in arguments.
So that's what we're talking about tonight. But I can't wait to get these ribs on. I'm so excited about eating this. Back to what I was saying. The views that I express for these pundits, none of the views of the husband who want the food that my wife cooked a little while. You might laugh. I forgot where I was going at.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
I'm a preacher. I gotta get back to where I was at. Still ain't got it.
You want to talk about love?
Still ain't got it. Back to love. But getting back to knowing who you are, knowing what you like, knowing what you dislike, and being okay with saying, I do not like this. This bothers me. This hurts me. I'm disappointed with that. This frustrates me. And being okay with being able to express how you really feel. I think we don't do that often.
I do it.
Russ, huh?
I do it.
You do it now.
I do it.
I do it now. Yes, I do it now.
Because you really
because I wanted to do something different. I was tired of being in that. For 6 years, I was in that space where I was just like, okay, I'm just going with the motion, doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then I just was like, you know what? I'm not going to let that happen again. If it's something that bothers me, I'm going to let them know. If it's something that, I don't care for, or I'm feeling some type of way, even if I'm just in my feelings because I'm a woman, who cares? I'm going to let that out. And that's what I've been doing.
But here's the other part, Kelly. You realize you was good enough.
Oh, yeah.
You realize you were good enough to express how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Be okay that you frustrated, and be okay that you disappointed, and be okay that you hurt, and be okay because you don't like this. I don't like this. This don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And you're good enough to express that. So let me ask: can you overdo that? Can you overdo what, Linda?
I think I understand where she's going. That thought. Oh wait, no, maybe I don't. Explain. I was getting ready to say that, and while we waiting on Miss Linda to elaborate, I was gonna say that we also have to find healthy ways to express what we like and what we don't like. Sometimes, and I'm not saying this is your case, Kelly, but okay, good. That's where I'm going actually. So sometimes in relationships, because we've been in that place before, and I'm saying this from experience, because we've been in a place where it's like, all right, I'm never losing me again. I'm never gonna let that happen again. We can get to a place where it's like, no, it's not happening. Where it's like, ain't no compromise. It's not happening,
Mm-hmm.
So,
You be like, yo, all I did was actually pass me the
yeah,
popcorn.
no,
Like,
I'm not passing you nothing.
I'm like,
I'm
all I
not doing
did-
that. If you want it, you get it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, let me look at this butter from my own popcorn.
But
You got a lot
no,
of aggression over
we
here.
have to find healthy ways to express what we don't like, and sometimes healthy ways to compromise. And that doesn't mean giving yourself over again. That just means, okay, let's sometimes find a common ground, or if it's a straight no, and it's like, all right, I know that this leads to devastation, and I'm not going back here, then it's a no, and that's a no. But you know, if you want me to hand your popcorn, I'll put it in the middle of the table. I'm not getting ready to get up and walk around there too. I'll slide it a little bit, you know.
So have anybody, and this is an open question for anybody who may be watching us or to the group of y'all. Have you ever made somebody else pay for somebody else's mistakes?
I have. I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
All right. And not intentionally. It's not,
Yeah.
you know, like, oh, you're going to pay for this for him or for her or for them or for whatever. But sometimes, like I said before, you get to a place where it's like your defenses are up, your walls are up. You built a brick around whatever that is that hurt you before, and I'm not going back there. I'm not going to let that happen again. And so I don't think it's an intentional, you're going to pay for the mistakes of others, but it's intentionally being guarded. And sometimes we have to know how to, when it's safe, to bring those walls down, because it's not always safe.
Yeah.
And it's hard to navigate that though. I found for me, I guard my heart tremendously. And it's hard for me to, you know, to start letting those bricks fall because of the fear of being hurt. You know, and that's a real thing. So I'm always guarded. And it's something I'm trying to work on. But I know I've seen where I've pushed good people away
Right.
because I'm so guarded. And I'm trying to protect myself so much that I won't even let anybody step in to say I got you. You know.
And then when they say I got you, you don't believe that they really got you.
Absolutely. Because you've
You ain't got me.
been like, I lost myself so much. I was looking for apartments in Texas to move down there with a guy that now I realize
Oh Lord.
things about me.
Did we have this conversation before?
We didn't even know this. Whoa.
Look,
Walking conversation.
Look, everybody went up to the camera like this. Like, what happened?
You was leaving.
I was just at your house the other day. I ain't seen none of this.
It was a while ago.
Kelly, not in the group chat message, no.
No. Look, y'all faces was like.
Phone calls now.
Bro, don't worry. I mean, I get it, though.
I'm gonna act like I ain't know, T. I'm gonna act like I ain't know.
You knew?
Nah.
Oh. Kelly, she knew. Kelly, she knew.
She did know.
Right.
Like, I know.
Right.
But I'm glad you stayed. Thank you.
Thank you, G.
Right. Thank you, Lord.
But the point of it, the whole point of it is that you were acting out of a different feeling and different emotion. I think sometimes we can be honest and emotions get better. Shawan said something. She said, I definitely read this, Kenise. You know I have no glasses on.
I definitely
And respectfully.
And respectfully share my concerns and disappointment. Yeah.
Or definitely
Respectfully.
respectfully share my concerns and disappointments, because I want to be open. I want to open the door to a viable conversation to correct or compromise. I'll only bring it to the table 2 or 3 times. After that, let it go.
Oh, 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times is a lot, child.
Bringing
For
something to me.
me, that's a
I
lot.
only come once.
Well, no, you gotta give it more than the once. I was
Well,
saying,
I'm not gonna keep telling you about the same thing over and over and over again. I'm coming to you one time
So let me,
and saying this is how I feel.
so let me say this from a guy's perspective. We may not have heard you the first time. We
Oh.
hear you, but we may not have heard you.
Oh, then I think y'all better listen.
It could be like, oh, I don't like fish. Oh, I'm gonna get some lake trout. I'm gonna get some too. But you just told me last week you ain't like fish.
Mhm.
Man, I knew that. I knew that. I should have got you some shrimp instead. But this lake trout is bomb. Try it. I heard you.
Something minor like that. I'm not talking about something minor like that. I'm talking about big issues.
I'm just
memorable.
I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
Because the way men think, we don't always process everything that you're saying while you're saying it. And then this is what I'm gonna get in trouble at, and I don't even care. Y'all say things without saying it and think we understand what you mean when we do not understand what you mean. Don't tell me to understand, and there's no way for me to understand unless you tell me.
So when I look in a dictionary, is that? Let me see.
Come on, look at the dictionary.
Is that saying that y'all?
Between your
That's
lines?
not saying that men are dumb, is it?
No. That's saying that read between the lines, that conversation y'all had with yourself, that y'all had 3 times before y'all talked to us. Really don't. We wasn't a part of the 3 conversations prior to you.
The ones we had in the mirror.
and think we understood it. We wasn't there for them 3 conversations. So all the stuff that you said to yourself that you ain't said to us, we have no idea. So if you tell me you want steak, I go get you steak. And you was like, well, I really wanted this kind of steak, but you got me that kind of steak. Well, you ain't say that. You said it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't verbalized. I ain't saying nothing because I want to stay married. Right, but that's what happens, and all of that comes from. And then if that's not careful, it takes you to a place where like he ain't listening to me like the last one ain't listened to me. He being just like that person. He doing just what that person did, and it ain't even like that. It's not like that. It's just.
It's just what? What's the excuse? I forgot.
You ain't share all of that with me, and then when you said it, I didn't hear it. So
Yeah, that's the part that trips me out about the I didn't hear, because I feel like if you're really into someone and you care about what's going on with them, then you should be listening. You should be listening.
But also paying attention.
Yes, paying
Because
attention.
when we go out and you swiping your card all the time and we getting steak, you see what kind of steak I order every time we go out.
You better say it, Tiara. Say it again.
Look at every kind of steak you got. We don't know how much the steak you got cost. Well, look at what kind of.
You better say it, Tiara.
So that's paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
If you know how much it costs, you know that this top serving didn't cost as much as the fillet.
Did y'all hear that from the other side of the room? Did y'all hear her from the other side of the room?
I hear.
I heard it.
Okay, I didn't hear it. All right.
Oh,
That's the problem.
that's why you're not going to eat tonight.
So Denise Clark said, "I make conscious effort not to bring bad experiences into a relationship." That's good, but I think we do it subconsciously. Here's why I say that, and we don't have a lot more time. Here's why I say that, because mentally, something that I could do or a friendship, regardless, could trigger a bad experience, and we automatically go to that bad place, and they don't even know it. I'm gonna tell you what happened. One day, me and Denise were joking and playing, and I grabbed her, and she went for ha 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 ha. So I was like, "Yo, where did strong man come from? We were just laughing and playing. You threw bread at me, I threw bread at you. We went from laughing and joking to you being strong man." But it took her to a place that I had no idea she was getting ready to go to. It took a day for her to really say, "Hey, that took me to a place that I know you didn't do it, but it took me to a place that was uncomfortable." And I think it happens a lot of times it may not be physical, but it takes us to a place of uncomfortability when somebody that we care about does something from or reminds us of somebody who hurt us. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
You ever happened before?
Yeah, it's happened. It's happened before. So I know it's happened to me. What about you, T?
Yeah, I say yeah. Yep.
The one said I give the benefit of doubt. Plus, I've been guilty of not getting it right the first time myself. God gives us the benefit of doubt all the time. Who am I not to be short? And who am I to be short patience with others? Sometimes men and women have to adjust to the person or persons by the way of engagement. That is absolutely true. But here's what I do say: you can forgive somebody a million times. Then there's some people who just don't want to do right. How many times you got somebody who just don't want to do right? I think every now and then you gotta judge. Okay, is loving me hurt? If loving you hurting me?
Yeah, that's why I ain't in Texas.
You ain't
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
because your bishop said we ain't gonna be out here looking crazy. Because as loving me, as loving you hurt me, and I don't think that's what God wants for us. I don't believe that God wants us in relationships, friendships, marriages, whatever, that we spend so much time investing in people that we lose ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That you don't want to spend so much time like, oh, I'm, you know what I mean? Hey, and then you be like, well, darn, where I come in at? Where do I come in at? Where do I get fulfilled at? Kelly's taking notes. I mean, I must have had a good point.
I am.
I saw you writing. I mean, I had a real point right there. Great. All right, Alicia, what you think?
I think that is a very true statement that we can find ourselves caught in situations where we are losing ourselves. And just to talk about the situation that I brought up about moving to Texas, he was not invested in me in any way, shape, or form. Even though he talked it, his actions didn't follow it.
Wow.
And thank God I realized that before I made such a drastic move.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
I was giving up everything. I was.
That's why I did
it. Finding a job, moved to Texas. Like I was going to give up everything, but because you can lose yourself.
Yeah.
You hear those sweet nothings, especially when it's something that you yearning for. So you get caught up in those sweet nothings.
Yearning.
Did you hear what you said, though?
I heard that. That's what I had to. Let me look that word up in the dictionary.
I wasn't going for the yearning, but I was going for the nothing. Because they were sweet, but they ain't had no substance behind it. That's why they call sweet nothings. You talking good, but you ain't saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And actions speak louder than men. Let me just say this: men put their money where their heart is. They will invest where their heart is. So I won't tell Kenise, hey, we gonna do this, and I not invest in her doing that. Men put their money where their heart is. So all I'm doing is talking to you about it. I ain't invested in you because my commitment is my resources. Because men's natural reaction is to provide. I get scared of men who don't want to provide. I can't hang with no male because I can't call you a man. I can't even respect you if you got people out here that you done created and relationships that you done started and you ain't providing for nobody. Because I can't respect you as a man. Because men provide. And in relationships, that's just man and woman. But in relationships are reciprocal. So I can't be the only one giving all the time, and you're always taking, and I don't never have nothing back. You ever had that girlfriend or friend that every time you turn around, you giving. They always taking. They ain't never got the money. They ain't never got a good story. They always got a woe is me. They always got some disappointment. They always got some sad story. They always got something negative to say. And you like, yo, will you ever get a victory?
Mm-hmm.
They sitting in your house making a dent on your couch with a negative story. Yo, can you get a victory?
Listen.
Not a dent on the couch.
Because I need to have people watch this because it's got to be reciprocal. You got to have something you pouring back into me as I'm pouring into you.
Right.
You're always down, I'm always pouring. I ain't never getting killed. So now you become a liability.
That goes back to
You
the
become a liability and not a blessing. And I don't know, but I don't want people around me who are more liabilities than a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Back to what Kyrie said about bottomless cup.
pouring into the bottomless cup.
Absolutely. Shawan said, "You're right. After the third time, I accept that this is not the man for me. I don't get habitually disappointed. You don't get habitually disappointed. Absolutely. You don't get a chance. Listen, you make a mistake 1 or 2 times. All right, cool. But you keep doing that same thing. Like Kenise, I told her she hit me 1 more time. I just gotta leave. Like, I can't keep being married to a woman who wants to beat me. It is what it is." Nikki said what? And then,
I had to learn how to reevaluate so-called relationships and realize that in due time, God will place the right people in my life at the right time.
Once you get rid of those wrong ones, the right ones will come around.
Absolutely, and everybody ain't for every season.
Mm-hmm.
yes, Lord.
I mean, y'all got me for all 4 seasons, but I mean,
Yeah, I ain't going
Remember what the spring hit fall, so I think our season maybe.
no.
I paid the
Yeah, it's like everybody is not for every season, so sometimes.
I mean, that's real. Like we got,
No.
and sometimes you gotta move and be okay with when you get rid of the wrong people. God sends the right people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you don't have room in your closet. So, for those of you who have listened for a while, you know that I speak sometimes in analogies. Like that's the best way for me to get my point across. That's how I communicate. So they say like when your closet is full and you don't have room to receive anything. So sometimes you got to like get rid of clothes and get rid of shoes.
Come on, Norma.
Shoes, all that stuff. Yeah.
Norma's closet is overflowing.
Oh.
Go ahead.
You know, you got to purge sometimes in order to in order to have room to receive. They even tell people in my path as a doula, for people who have like who desire to become pregnant, sometimes they have too many things in their lives that where their space is so crowded that their body is not prepared to receive a baby. Does that make sense? And so they have to eliminate some things emotionally, physically, mentally. Some things have to be moved from you so that you have the room and the space and the capacity to receive what is for you.
Oh, man.
That's not in the Bible. That's a
kinesism.
That's a kinesism, yeah.
That's a dualism. You know?
But that's true though. That's true. When you get rid of the wrong people, God will give you the right people at the right time to give you fulfillment in the places where you need to be. I am a living testimony. Well, I'm saying Kenise's a living testimony. When she get rid of the wrong people, God said
and then here you go.
Hey.
Right.
And they got rid of the rebound man.
She got rid of the wrong and came, and you came strutting in like this.
Somebody said I was the rebound man. That's the biggest rebound. Just call me as Robin. I'm grabbing the rebound.
You came strutting in like Jerome.
Ready to make up and dresses.
Kept it real exciting. And I've kept me like excited ever since. But no, so we talked tonight about, we had a great conversation talking about love, laughter, and disagreements. And what we discovered in the process is we're good enough. If nobody takes anything from tonight, know that you're good enough just the way God has created you. He made you in His image. He made you to have joy. He made you to have laughter. He made you to have love. He made you to be who He has called and commissioned you to be. Do not allow the people from your past, mistakes, disappointments, heartaches, miscommunication, and fears to stop you from achieving the goals you have to go get.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you gotta cut them off. Sometimes you gotta let it go, and all of that is healing for you. It has been a thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for jumping on live. I appreciate you all for being here. Next week, we're going to talk about baby mamas. This goes out to all my baby mamas. We're going to talk about baby mamas next week.
I'm not on that one.
Yeah, you are. Talking about baby mamas and baby daddies.
I don't have no kids.
Me either.
We'll talk about baby mom and baby daddy.
Yep. Let me tell you why.
Why?
We're going to keep it real spicy, real interesting. We're going to keep it popping. Baby mamas and baby daddies.
But you don't have
Can't we all just get along?
Okay.
Ain't that what, what's the name who got beat up by the police?
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys.
Next week we're going to talk Rodney King. That's what we're going to talk about. Next week we're going to talk about baby mamas, baby daddies. Can't we all just get along? Fantasia's going to take us out of here. But this goes out to all my babies' mamas.
No, I'm in the broadcast.
Don't do
We'll be on our time limit. And clearly he's sleeping.
Don't do it. Where's Fantasia when you need her? Come on, Fantasia. Fantasia, take us up out of here. Come on, Tasia, take us out of here. Come on. Hold on. It is. Listen. We are ending on. Next week we're gonna talk about baby mamas, baby daddies. Come on, Fantasia. Stop, I got this. God bless y'all. See y'all Sunday.
Bye.